voice is a reflection of every experience or emotion you have ever had, witnessed, or imagined. And therefore, your voice is held back by those experiences and emotions. You are held back, restricted in life in the ways where you are not confident to express yourself because of those experiences or emotions. And remember, you don't have to have had them yourself. You may just have witnessed it happening to someone else, or imagine what it would be like. And those emotions and energies are trapped in your physical body. They are held in your subconscious brain and in your cell memory. But your voice also has the power and ability to recognize where you're holding those past trapped emotions and experiences that are holding you back. And through recognition, you can create release, because your voice is vibration. Physically, let's just talk biology here. Your voice is created by your vocal cords vibrating against each other. When you speak, vibrations are sent through your body, and that's how your voice resonates at different tones. And of course, as you speak, like I'm speaking now and you're hearing me, even if you don't have earbuds in while you're listening to this, my voice vibration is traveling through your ears, but also through the rest of your body, particularly if you have this on an open speaker. So your whole body is receiving the physical vibration, the energetic vibration, the emotional vibration of my voice. And your voice has the ability, once you fully liberate it, because your voice will currently be stuck in some places physically and emotionally and mentally, there'll be some situations that you go to express yourself in which fill you with fear or dread or maybe just nerves or uncertainty. But when you liberate your voice, when you work with your voice vibration to really recognize and understand where those blocks and barriers are, and then use your voice vibration to free those blocks and barriers, as you liberate your voice, feeling more confident, feeling more comfortable sharing your voice, speaking up, saying what it is that you think, you feel, asking for help, asking for what you want or need. As you free your voice, so you liberate your life. Because as you liberate your voice and start asking for those things that you want or need, or saying those things that at the moment you think, oh, I can't say that, I might hurt someone's feelings or offend someone, they might take it personally, they might think I'm really arrogant, they might say no, they might think, who are they to say that? Whatever it is that currently stops you from fully expressing yourself in life, when you release that, you then start asking for what you want. You then start moving forward in your life because you're saying what you believe or what you know to be true. Just like I am now. You could quite easily be watching this going, well, who the hell are you to say that? And really? What a load of rubbish. Your voice holds your emotions. So who am I and why am I here speaking about this? And what am I going to share in this presentation with you to help you liberate your voice, to liberate your life? Where I come from, if you need that information, because some people like the criteria, is I was a classically trained professional actor, so hence the voice stuff. But an actor's job is really to search for the truth in other people's words, to be able to be a reflection of the truth. The reason you like a certain actor is because you feel you believe them when they're playing a certain role. So our job, lots of people think our job is about pretending and putting on a face, which to an extent it is because we're not being us. But an actor's real job is to find the truth. And that is at the core of this work that I'm going to take you through now. The truth of what you're still holding on to from your past experiences and emotions. The truth that you're hiding from yourself, the truth that you're not sharing with the world. Now, as well as my acting background, I am also a qualified massage therapist, and I did the massage to support the acting, Earthlight Reiki practitioner, and I'm a voice vibration sound healer. So all of this came together to create what I do now. Once I also added a coaching qualification in there. So life coaching, acting skills, healer, all help me find your whole voice. Help me find what it is you're holding on to energetically and emotionally that's stopping you from really expressing yourself. Because if we really open up here and say, this is what I care about, it makes us vulnerable. And this is the biggest challenge with your voice vibration, is the fear of being vulnerable, of what other people might think or say, how they may negatively judge us. And that comes from the experiences and emotions from your past. What I want you to go away with today is an awareness of how, when you explore your voice vibration, you can release the energies that are holding you back. It's your voice, and it's you finding how you best work in different situations with your voice, where you need to adapt it, where you need to recognize what situations you feel supremely fabulous communicating in, and what situations you really don't, and the stress that that's creating in your life. This is how your voice reflects your wellness. Because by not speaking up, you're suffering in silence. You're creating stress for yourself. I'd like you to think of a problem you've got right now in your life. Nothing big, like one of the little niggling problems that's becoming a frustration that maybe involves someone else, their behavior, or something that happened, or something they're not providing for you that you need. And I want you to be honest with yourself and say, have you clearly communicated what that frustration is, or what you need from them, or what they did that annoys you? Have you clearly communicated that? The answer is probably no. You've probably said it to your friends or your colleagues and gone, oh my goodness, and every time I do that, every time I raise my hand in a team meeting, Simon speaks over me. It's just like, oh, he's got it in for me. The likelihood is that poor Simon has no idea that that's annoying you and frustrating you unless you have said something. But what that behavior is doing is creating stress within you. And probably the reason you haven't addressed it is because you don't know how Simon's going to react. You might worry that he might take it personally, or that he'll have a go at you, or he'll say, oh, don't be so bloody sensitive, or whatever million of reasons that there might be for you not expressing yourself. But by not sharing your voice in your way, you are highly likely creating stress for yourself, or holding on to stress for yourself in your life. Oh, poor Simon. And if your name is Simon, apologies. It was the first name that came into my head. So your voice in your way, your whole voice, because your voice is not just what you say. Your voice is everything you believe. So we can share our voice through the petitions that we sign, or the marches that we go on, or the pictures that we share on Facebook or Instagram. Everything that you do or say is a reflection of your social voice, where you stand, what you believe in, what you think, feel, the opinions that you have. These are all your voice. And how much do you express the whole of you? Not all the time. I think part of knowing your voice is knowing when to adapt and when to compromise and when not. But again, if there's a part of you that's not sharing some of your voice, this is one of the restrictions in your life. This is one of the things that hold you back, because there's something you want to say, but you're not sure how people will react. And so it's safer to stay in the bubble where you are. Trust me, I know this. I used to not talk about the voice vibration aspect of my work, or the chakra energy healing, which we will come on to. But when I started talking about that, that's when people went, oh, what is it you do, Judith? Because I was afraid that people would think it's too woo, too weird. I'm very woo in some ways, I'm very blunt and practical in others, and I thought what people wanted was public speaking confidence, presentations confidence, networking skills, and people do, and that is some of what people come to me for. But as I started including voice vibration, chakra healing, deep emotional healing, so that you can be the whole of who you are and shine with your essence and really be out there in the world without the fear of what other people might think or say. When I started talking about that, that's when my business really started doing what it's meant to do. So your voice is the whole of you. If you run your own business, it's also your business voice. If you work for other people, it is the voice you use when you are talking about what you do. Do you speak about what you do with confidence? It's the whole of you. So I want to start us off with a couple of really simple exercises so that you can play along. Now the first one is breathe. So I would like you to take one hand in an L shape and place it with your thumb at the back and your fingers around your ribs, and the other hand and place it on your belly. And just breathe out through your mouth and breathe in through your nose. And as I'm talking, I want you to carry on breathing. So I'd like you to imagine that your lungs are a balloon. And when you breathe out, the balloon loses air and so shrinks. And when you breathe in, the balloon gains air, is filled with air and expands. And this is what should be happening with your body. Breathing out, breathing in. Breathing out, breathing in. Breathing out, breathing in. Lovely. Now, breath is the key. Why? Because most people don't breathe fully. And as I said before, you hold those emotions in your cell memory. The reason we don't breathe properly is largely because we go through life getting more and more tense. So this is where the massage therapist part of me comes in. And your muscles should lay nicely over each other. But through exercise, through stress, through life, they tense up. So you know what it's like. You go for a massage and you feel those knots and then they release. But they don't go back to here. They go back to sort of here. And then we get stressed again. And then we get release and it goes back to here until that keeps happening and everything's tight. With an emotional response to a situation, we feel that internally as much as emotionally. Your body goes, "Ugh!" And not just the muscles you can feel, all the internal muscles, all the systems of your body, everything gets tight and it holds that emotion. Your emotion memory is huge. And the challenge is when you're in a situation that feels similar to your subconscious brain and to your body's sense memory, you get that tension back again. And so our bodies are very often in a place of tension, and we all know that stress is the #1 cause of disease. So when you are stressed or holding stress, we have less and less and less of our lung capacity available to us because we are ready to fight or flee. And when we are fighting or flying, we don't really need to breathe. All the oxygen needs to be in our arms for a good old fight or in our legs for a run away. If you watch 100 and 200 meter sprinters, they don't breathe when they're running. They breathe before, they oxygenate their bodies, but then that gun goes off, they run and they don't breathe. And this is what happens to you in any situation that your sense memory feels is similar. Doesn't have to be vaguely the same situation, just has to be similar to one that you've experienced, witnessed or imagined in the past, and that creates tension. Sometimes it's big tension, sometimes it's tiny tension, imperceivable tension, and that's the most annoying kind, right? Because we don't feel it building up until the last straw goes on the camel's back and suddenly we burst into tears and where did those emotions come from? Where did that exhaustion come from? So by using your voice vibration, you can start to feel physically where you're holding tension in your body. So that is the next step that I'm going to take us into right now. So with one hand either on your ribs or on your belly, I'd like you to move the other hand onto your upper chest. And on the next exhalation, I want you to hum any note, any tone, and keep humming while I'm speaking. So as you hum, just play with where you feel the physical vibration of your body. And play up and down. And the reason I asked you to place your hand on your chest is because ideally you want to be able to really feel your chest resonating. But you may not. You may feel it just trapped here in your nose or your jaw. And as you're playing up and down, I want you to notice how the higher notes, they vibrate in your nose or your lips or your jaw, and the lower notes, they vibrate in your chest. Maybe if you've done a lot of voice work and you're very open, or you're a very open person, maybe down your spine and maybe even into your pelvis, but I wouldn't expect to feel it there. So you see, your voice is physical vibration. Now, you may be having challenges moving your voice between two areas or making a sound in one area. It may be challenging for you just to make a sound. This is an indication of an emotional, mental, or energetic block. So this is how your voice vibration first starts to work to liberate your voice, because recognition is the key. When we're in limbo, there's nothing worse because we don't know what's wrong. We don't know there's a problem. And then when we recognize that there's a problem, very often it's almost a relief, because you go, oh my goodness, I didn't even know that was there. Oh right, well now I know it's there. There's something I can do about it. So feeling your voice vibration, feeling where it's stuck, feeling what notes are difficult for you, what notes are challenging for you, that is the first indication that you have an energetic or emotional blockage, restriction, holding, call it what you will, in that area. And of course, it works the other way. It's not all doom and gloom. If it's nice and free and open and you feel a really big vibration there, that's a space that indicates you're open and free there. The real trick with that happens though when we move the hum into an open sound, but we're going to come to that in a minute. What I'd like to talk about right now is the different energies that are held in the different parts of your body. The chakra energies, or the energetic centers of your body, whatever language you like to use, and how your voice vibration is a reflection of those emotions and experiences. And this is one of the amazing joys of using your voice vibration as a recognition tool for where you might be holding stuff, but also as a personal healing tool. By healing, I mean recognizing what you're holding and releasing the emotions. Now, a little heads up, sometimes this stuff can be big, right? So if you're going to sound along with me right now, please do it on a sort of a light way, because when we go deep, it can release big stuff. I had a client on my 7-week 7 Sounds course, and she knows that she has PTSD about a childhood trauma thing. But when we were sounding one of the chakras, it re-triggered her PTSD. Now, she knew that she was aware that this might happen, and she came into the course taking full responsibility that she's the one to take care of that. And that is what I invite you now. So if you know you've been through something big in your life, you're probably looking out for it anyway. The difficulty often comes when we think we've dealt with a situation. We're like, oh yeah, I know that was there, but I've dealt with it. Because the body's cell memory is really brilliant. It's amazingly efficient at storing our traumatic or stress experiences where we don't feel them anymore. So we think we've dealt with our stuff, and then we try a different healing process whatever that may be for you. Like this time right now, it might be your voice vibration. And because it's approaching your holistic health in a different way, it suddenly is like a key that unlocks another door to that same thing that you think you dealt with. You're like, but I've dealt with that stuff. Oh my God, why is this coming up? So this is a little heads up for you. So when we're doing these sounds, I invite you to play with them quite lightly to start with and just feel into how you're feeling them. The biggest thing that voice vibration sound healing actually released for me was creating an acceptance of something that I had hidden from myself, a truth I had hidden from myself for years, which was I actually wanted to be wanted by my dad. And I spent decades hating him and not even thinking, and then I spent, a good decade being indifferent to him, not looking at the truth of, I wish I was wanted by him. And sound healing is the thing that really opened me up to come to compassion for my father, to understanding of how I am, why I am in relation to him, and therefore, obviously, how I was in relation to other men in my life. And this may be similar for you in different areas, because your voice is directly connected to all those emotions that you haven't expressed. So it releases the unexpressed, which down in the root chakra can often be anger. So if you're someone who avoids confrontation, you don't like anger, it might be a really good space for you to be able to express any anger or frustration you feel without causing hurt or harm to anyone. Talking of hurt or harm, one more health and safety thing before we move on. Please do not strain your voice doing this. Don't try and force the notes. So don't try and match my low notes or high note. You're a different build to me. You have a different voice experience to me. So never, ever, ever force the notes. And if you start to feel tired, stop. Don't wait for it to be sore to stop. Okay? So the root chakra, safety, security, stability, strength, are the energies you could create or restore. Or you can release any feelings around people or situations who you feel took away or didn't give you the safety, security, stability, strength that you feel you could have, should have had in your life. The sound here is a lovely deep note on ho. So ho. And today, obviously, I'm sharing these with you on quite a light level, so we're not going to go into a big, deep exercise. I just want to share the different energies in the different areas and how the sound feels different. So how was that for you? How was making a low note? Do you feel like you felt the vibration? Most people don't down there. Most people don't feel it until the solar plexus, maybe even the heart. So don't worry if you didn't feel it physically. How did it feel energetically, emotionally? How did it feel to actually make sound out loud? So what might happen is you might want to play with this on a hum. So you might go and find where your rumbling hum is, and then just open your mouth. The way you might know that there is an energy challenge there, or something around not liking to express yourself, is if that note changes when you open your mouth. So if it's that's the same note. But if you go whoa, there's something subconsciously going, no, don't want to release that sound, thank you very much. And that might be about being heard because you're opening your mouth, or it could be an energetic block in that area. So we move up to the sacral, just here, your internal reproductive organs, your creative center. This is an orange orb if you like colour. And this is all about creativity, reproduction. It's sexuality and sensuality and your relationship to parents, but particularly the mother. So the mother energy is here. And your relationship to being a parent yourself or not, whether that is a choice or not. And it's also a space where you are invited to nurture yourself. And the sound here is a hoo. Hoo. So that sounds a little bit higher than the root. So you see how a different vibration, a different energy is carried in those sounds. We're working here on your health and your well-being. So if you're wanting to release those energies or create energies, then these are how your voice vibration can play with different areas. So then we come up to the solar plexus, this space here, the area of control and will. Very often the area when you have something impact you. So if you go through something, this is where you feel it. This is where if you get the wind knocked out of you, it's right here. Very often a very challenging area for a lot of people. It's also the area where we shine our light. And it's where we hold our identity. So all those labels that other people put on you through your life that you started believing, or the labels that you feel you have to live up to, that you're trying to be, but you're not really, that's here. And that's on a ho. Ho. So it's a bit higher than your sacral. We come up to the heart. This is the space of love, forgiveness, and compassion. And you can't come to compassion for someone else while you're holding blame. And you can't come to compassion for yourself while you're holding guilt. So again, very often this is a challenging area because the most challenging thing to do is have love for ourselves. So opening up your heart to yourself and other people on a lovely open ha. And this is where you may start to feel the voice vibration. The heart is a green orb, by the way, and I forgot to say the solar plexus is yellow, if that interests you. We come up to the throat, which is a sky blue, and this is the area of communication and truth. And remember, I was saying earlier, your truth might be the truth that you're hiding from yourself. So sometimes opening up your throat is difficult because you don't actually want to know the truths that you're hiding from yourself, because it's much easier to live thinking you're all right, thanks. Mostly if there's a throat chakra area challenge, it's because one of these lower ones is wanting to release and you're trying to release it, but your throat's like the last defense mechanism. So it'll close up and go tight and not help you or not allow you to release what's there. So we open up the throat on the greeting of hi. We say hello to our truth. Hi. We go up to the third eye. This is your intuition, your inner tuition, your sixth sense or your second sight. It's an indigo orb if you are into colours. And it's about trusting yourself. So the root chakra is very much about trust, trusting life, trusting others. The third eye is about trusting yourself. So we open up the third eye on hey. Hey. So you feel how the vibration is now physically moving through your body into a different space. As we move up to the crown chakra, a violet orb, if you like, to visualize. And this is your connection to your spiritual self, to the energy of all that is, whether that's a religious practice for you, an esoteric practice for you, or nothing. It's the energy of everyone and anything that is, and your higher self. And this is what I'm going to speak about a little bit just as we come to the end. So how you can help connect yourself to the whole of who you are, including your higher self, so that you can feel more connected, more whole, and go through life feeling more confident being you, and how you can use sound to manage stress. So the crown chakra, to connect to that higher self and spiritual energy, is he. Lovely. So those are the different sounds, and hopefully you felt how your voice physically moved through your body. You can use these vibrations either on a hum or on a sound. Literally, if you've got a physical pain, to send the sound waves to that area. I was doing a meditation once and realized I had pain in my shoulder, and I was sending the waves to my shoulder, and it eased. Partly because you're thinking about releasing that area, but partly because your voice is physical vibration. Right? Vibration is used in medicine. It's used in ultrasound, not just for pictures of babies, but also to see where tissue is different. There are high frequency sound waves used to break down kidney stones, to break down some kind of cancers, to do tendon and ligament treatment for physiotherapists. Your voice vibration is possible to heal you on a physical level as well, but those machines operate at specific frequencies which know where they are, and probably at frequencies which, if you were to try using your voice for, would be quite tiring and you might not be able to reach. But it helps you really release the energetic, emotional stuff that's going on for you. And when we release that, we have the ability to make space for who we really are. So what is it that holds you back right now? That niggle, that frustration, that situation in your life that you're not expressing, that maybe doesn't need to be said to someone else, but maybe you just need to sound it out so you're not holding on to that annoyance anymore. Because once we've let it go, we don't feel so strongly about it. You know when there's a situation and you're really angry with someone, but you're stopping yourself from going to talk to them because you know that it's a little part of you that knows your reaction isn't all to do with them, it's partly because of how you're feeling. So then go to those deep vibrations and give it a good we know when we're frustrated, we make like little gurry noises. So really allow yourself to make that sound so you can release it. If you want to brighten your day, hum. Hum on high notes, bright notes, clear notes. Or sing a little tune to yourself. La 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 la. Whatever it is, the hum is the simplest, quickest stress reduction tool I know. So if you're feeling stressed and frenetic, place your hand on your heart, hum, and automatically it changes your state. It brings you into a calmer place. These are just some of the ways, some of the tools I wanted to share with you now for you to take away, start implementing and practicing so that you can see how your voice vibration can impact your well-being, how using your sound, how using your voice can help you feel better. How, when you liberate your voice, you liberate your life. That's the deep work. That's the recognition and release of the emotional stuff you're holding on to. That's the stuff where you can stop worrying about what other people might be thinking of you and step into the energy of that higher self, the true you, the pure essence of who you are. And that is what spirituality means to me. Spirituality is the tools and techniques that you use to help you connect and become more in this human life like the pure essence, soul or spirit that you were born with. That light that makes you shine. You know when you feel fabulous and you walk into a room and you're just feeling you? That feeling. So spirituality is the search for the tools and techniques to help you become and live closer to that version of you. We are human, so human life throws stuff at us, so we keep getting the stuff, which is why we need the tools to use, so that when life throws you something, you can use a tool and go, okay, I accept it, I grow from it, and I release it. And that is where the voice vibration sounding is an amazing ongoing tool once you have actually delved into the gunk and gone, oh, I've got a block here, my voice is stuck here. Okay, what am I holding guilt about? What am I holding blame for? Because my heart is closed, so I'm either guilty or I'm blameful. How can I work through that? Before I go, I want to leave you with just a little exercise that I encourage you to join in with, and that is a micro meditation using the hum so that you have this well and truly in your toolbox going forward. So close your eyes, breathe out through your mouth, breathe in through your nose, and allow yourself to play any note, any tone. There's no right or wrong on a hum. yourself to let your voice vibration be a reflection of the whole of who you are. How you can work through that with me is in a myriad of different ways. So it really depends on what you are looking for, because there's anything from free and donation 30-minute online meditations to a 7-day retreat in Ireland or a 7-week online course really going into depth on the chakras. And of course, there's the opportunity, if you prefer, to work with me one-on-one in several ways, connecting to your spiritual self through sound, having one-on-one sound healings with me, or an intensive, anything from half a day together to a wonderful one-on-one 3-day personal retreat. However, the next step I suggest for you is to download my free sonic meditation and maybe try the Introduction to Voice Vibration Sound Healing online course that I have. It's introductory, it takes you through the basic elements of this work. It helps you really do that chakra energy connection, and of course is a nice and easy entry point price range for you to figure out whether this is the stuff that you want to find out more about. Of course, something else you can do is always just drop me a line or give a call and we can have a talk about what might be right for you.